Good morning, world. I'm back again. Those of you who do not know me, some people call me poet, some people call me prophet. My presentation name is not for sale. Because the gift God gave this man, you can't put a price on it. Take all them names, throw them away. They don't mean anything. The only name I want you to remember on this platform is the characteristics of Jesus, the knowledge of the universe and God. And that's the names I want you to remember. Now, I'm going to be tearing down some generational curses and strongholds this morning. And I'm going to start with my own life. Okay, I'm not going to come out here and talk about everybody else. You can't go nowhere in the neighborhood and hear somebody tell you that I said this and I said that about anybody. You understand? Because let me tell you what gossip is. Gossip is anything that you went and told everybody else and you didn't tell that person first. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't operate in that type of energy. I never have. And even when people were stomping on me, treat me wrong and all that, I didn't operate. I could see what they were doing. I could complain and see what they were doing. But I'm going to start with myself this morning. I'm going to tear down them generational curses. Now, here's the thing. There's a scripture that many are called, few are chosen. A lot of people take that scripture, and what they do is they tell you that a lot of people didn't answer their call. That's what the ministers of the church continue. But I'm here to tear down that lie. Many are called, and a lot of people did answer their call. When you see whether they're in a laundromat or whatever, but they're sitting there and they're shining in the light of God, you understand? So that people can see it. You understand what I'm saying? But the chosen, and I told everybody in 2024, there's a vibrational shift. There's a vibrational shift going on the planet, and people that refuse to step into that light. I don't care. You're going to get dragged away right with the rest of them because you refuse to step up. You understand? And be who you call to be. So the 1%, the chosen, the 1% are there to open the chosen's eyes. Because the chosen are out here in the world, but they're not operating. They're operating in the system. Hey, what's up, brother? They're operating in the system of the world. You understand what I'm saying? They're operating in the system of the world. So, and let me give you an example. You know, when you become connected with God, you understand? So, a lot of people, you see them out here chasing money. Money's only a tool, but they don't realize that when you become a tool for God, when you become a tool for God, so you don't have to look for money. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to look for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, the money will come to you. And you, a man that's blessed does not have to do what a man in the 3D have to do. That man that's walking in the favor of God, you know what I'm saying? Every time you throw a stumbling block, that man is, for every one stumbling block, God gonna upgrade him too. And how you notice that is that don't listen to what people say. Take a look at somebody's life now. One of my first teachers, you understand what I'm saying? And this man, when a true teacher show up on the scene, you are not going to like him. And you don't like him for a reason, because that man becomes his shining light, and he shows you everything that you're not. And this is what happened when one of my first teachers showed up. You know, I didn't like the man for no reason at all. Man had never done nothing to me, you know, but there was just something about the man. So I began to listen a little bit at a time, and every time I wouldn't listen, I would go out there and I would say, oh, screw him. He don't know what he's talking about. And this is what I did. I went out and gathered up a whole bunch of relationships with people that could not advance me, that could not do anything to me. So, in other words, I had garbage. But I went out and connected with people, had their own garbage, And I'm carrying around this whole load. This is what I was doing. Carrying around a whole load of garbage. Now I didn't know God don't bless no mess. He's not gonna bless no mess. So what I had to do is I had to slowly, and this is not something, this is why your patience is required. You know, it is deep. People look at what they see on the surface, but they don't look at the work that you put in. And watch what you ask God for, because when I asked God to send me strength, He would send me a whole bunch of problems that I need to figure out. And then when I asked Him for courage, you know how when you go down to the welfare office, they take numbers? As soon as I step out my door, I have people all around me, pinned all around me, child, you understand, trying to take me down and trying to get me off course. But I was following, by that time I was following the Spirit. Here's the hit. To come out of that, I had to walk through the fire. Fire's this. Fire I had to walk through. Fire I had to walk through was I had to do some surgery. I had to cut off some of the most people that I invested the most in were the ones that gave the least. I can name, I had a lot of people that started out with me on my journey 40 years ago. And people around me right now, they don't know. My tentacles reach out far. I know a lot of people. I had to go back and clean my mess up with that teacher. And I had to let him know, that I thought he was a fool, but he was right. You understand? And when I started from there, that reference point, then my ears began to open. And God began to open my eyes. And when I opened up and I seen what I seen, in the spiritual sense.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man?
Cool?
Yeah. The spiritual sense. I didn't like what I seen. And I told God, I said, what, you want me to fix it? He said, no. He said, I'm going to fix it. You are not there to change anybody's life. You are there to give them a life-saving message. Let them take that message and change their own life. So what I had to do, a lot of people that was close to me, even family, and I still got some Alabama ticks around that I'm gonna have to pluck out. But God said, once you get them out, don't allow them back in. Because what happens is that when you on your ascent, it's like crabs in a barrel. When you're on your ascent, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people sit back and they want you to do your work. And when you sit and get to the top, they want to step up and step in. And God said, no. People that didn't go through that threshold, you have to stay on the other side. And it's like, I tell this story all the time about this guy. He standing before God and the devil. And God looked at him and told him, he said, I'll give you everything that you need. You come on this side. He looked at the devil. The devil, he said, I give you everything that you ever want. Riches, power, glory. If you come and worship me. So the guy contemplating this thought. He jumped up on top of the fence and said, look. He said, I'm not going to choose damn one of them. That way. You understand what I'm saying? He said, that way, I got a piece of both of them. You understand? I'm not going to make a choice. So as soon as that man said that, right, everything went pitch dark. Dark. So, out of the shadows come the devil. Devil came out the shadows and told him, he said, oh, I forgot that fence belongs to me. So the whole thing is that people don't want to get on one side. I thought I could play the middle. You understand? And you can't play the middle game. Because if you're in the middle of the street, you know what's going to happen to you? you're going to get hit by a car. You understand what I'm saying? And see, this is what happened with a lot of the people that didn't answer their calls. You understand what I'm saying? God had places in the realms of the spirit, empress status and all that, queen status, and most people that are moving around here, and people are calling them queens and empresses. Just look at the way they live their life. Look at their footsteps. As they're moving, are they moving like a queen? Are they moving like a king or an emperor? So all you have to do is backtrack and look at that person's story. And see my story, you understand? And people will tell you, you understand? People said all kinds of stuff against me, you know. But go back. All you gotta do is go back 20 years ago and watch. I had all kinds of, you know what a conglomerate is. A conglomerate is different businesses, you understand what I'm saying, are coming together for one common interest. And I had a lot of people putting curses on me, word curses. And let me clean that up. When I say word curses, I'm talking about gossip. And they still do it to this day. But none of that, you know, you would think that they would wake up and say, well, this is not this man. This is presence. It's how could one man come up against all that and then go to his house and come up against all that. And this man, it seems like he's pressing forward. So, like I told you, sometimes God will send you examples. And then, you know, when you talk about empress and emperor status, relationship, God will bring two people together. You understand? And a lot of stuff that you see out here, people are not moving in the same energy. One person going one way, one person going the other. You understand? So I have acquired the spiritual gifts to understand and know that when somebody is not, I'm not saying that I have arrived. I'm not saying that I know everything. But I listen to God, who does know everything. You understand what I'm saying? Which acquired my name is Peter. He said, I shall give you the keys. I have the keys to his knowledge. And what I bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, and what I loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. And see, I believe what that book tells me. And y'all can talk all the time about it ain't real. All that. Okay. How's your life working out? How's your life working out? So some things people want to keep away from you. You understand what I'm saying? Because he knows that it will liberate you. I heard this guy speaking something one day. And this one guy said, he said, look. He said like this. He said, take a look at the world. He said, we have slave traders, right? Slave traders that want to be free. He said, so what they did, they went and killed a bunch of English people to keep the black people bound, shot up and killed a bunch of red people, slaughtered them, and went down to Mexico, you understand, and killed all the brown people. Then they turned around with all this stuff that they done stole, created nuclear weapons to go over and kill the Chinese people, right? Which are red people. And he said, all this proves is this. This country that we stand in has been strategic, and all they do is destroy color. That's why I say that you got to go past this beyond color. It's spirit. There's an operating force that is behind what you see that's going on, and stop looking at the people. That's where people get stuck. You got to know how to see past the flesh and look at them people's actions, their actual actions. And when they come tell you something, see if it's unraveling reality. If what they told you is not rattling in reality, then it's a lie. And one thing about the truth, One thing about a lie, you got to tell another lie to expose another lie, to expose another lie. And truth shows up on shelf. It don't have to have no backing. It don't have to come with no conglomerate. It'll be standing by itself. So yeah, I want to put that out there by exposing my own self, because I was that man. And God, and then what happens is this. Once you learn, see, obedience is greater than sacrifice. When you learn to be obedient with what God tells you, you understand what I'm saying? Then you will begin to, life will begin to flow. You will be able to come out here, and like it's raining today, I don't see the same world everybody out there. It's a beautiful day to me. You know what I'm saying? And I was born in April. Those of you that don't understand my reference point, Jesus, Greek mythology, or whatever you understand, hey, I'm Aries, God of war. I'm master of war. So don't try to come into battle with me, because you will lose. But anyway, and that's not by my power. The power that operates behind me is that not of my own. I give God all the glory. So if nobody told y'all they love you, stay. You know this song, I'm still standing. Yeah, I'm still standing. So let it be written. So let it be done.